So recently, I caught up to Thousand Year Blood War Core 2, and the more I've been, watching Bleach and getting further in the story, the more I've been really thinking about one moment in the Fullbringer arc that really just hit me, bro. And this was really the first anime moment that actually made me cry. And I'm not talking about, fake tears or just like a slight, sniffle and like getting a little teary eyed. Cause, that's happened to me sometimes while watching, Naruto and One Piece. Cause they have many great emotional moments. But, this Bleach moment in particular just made me feel just despair. And I really just felt my first genuine, real tear just flow down my cheek, man. Like, this moment was just so impactful, and I don't really know even now how I really got that emotional on it. And to be honest, it wasn't really like I was bawling out. It was more of just, as a man and, watching, things go down in my life and being, a big fan of Ichigo and going through his struggles with him and kind of relating myself to certain areas in his life. I feel like this moment really just hit me deep down in my heart where it's a little different type of emotion. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's not really something that I got sad over, but it's more of an emotion that really just reminded me of a lot of things. And I'm sorry if I'm not able to explain this well because I still really don't know the correct, word choice and everything for it. And obviously I'm still young, so, correct me if you can. But yeah, I really just don't know how to explain it, man. This moment was just so impactful to me. So let's start at the beginning of this moment. It's really more of a series of events that's happened to Ichigo during the Fullbringer arc. We start off with Ichigo. He lost his Soul Reaper powers, of course, from the battle with Aizen using the final Getsuga Tensho. And now he's just powerless. He's been trying to brush it off. He's like, yo, this is the life I asked for. Like, I have no regrets. But as he grows older and older and the days keep going on, he realizes that, just not being able to protect anyone and being powerless is just not his character, because he's always been the one protecting people. He's been protecting his family, his little sisters, his friends, everyone around him he's been protecting. The Soul Society, he has literally been protecting everyone, and his name, Ichigo, literally means the one who protects. So now seeing him all powerless and not being able to do anything to help his friends that are around him, and seeing everyone around him that he protected in the past, now they're stepping up and, they kind of have to protect him. For example, Karin, she was always, Ichigo's little sister. She didn't really care about hollows and she never even believed in ghosts, even though she could see them right in front of her. But now since Ichigo is, powerless, she's made the decision that he's protected everyone for too long and she has to step it up and protect their big brother now. And Ichigo just feels useless, man. Like, he was doing fine for a while, but once a real problem and a real threat came into his life again, obviously with Tsukishima and the Fullbringers, he was like, yo, I just feel useless. And that feeling of uselessness is something that immediately in this arc, I felt a very deep connection to Ichigo. I'm sure a lot of you watching this video have definitely felt useless sometimes in your life before. And me, there's been a lot of times in my life where I just felt like I wasn't really able to do what I was supposed to. And I feel like I let a lot of people down. So immediately, just this relatability with Ichigo already got me kind of in the feels for this arc in the beginning. But, it was just the beginning and I thought that was the extent that it was going to go to. So I didn't really know what was going to happen. But yeah, at this point of the arc, I was just feeling like Ichigo was me, man. And so the arc continued and Ichigo was like, yo, I gotta do something. I can't stay useless forever. So he joins the Fullbringers, he joins Ginjo, and he starts training to get his Soul Reaper powers back. And throughout his whole training, he's always had that one goal in mind that he wants to get powerful so he can protect everyone like he used to. And this is the one thing that's been motivating him and been driving him to get his powers back. And so he ends up channeling his Fullbring and mastering it later on. And it seems like he really is going to get his Soul Reaper powers back and everything is on the right track and everything's going to go good. And this is the point in the arc where things really just took a turn and I really just started to feel so bad for Ichigo. So Ichigo goes home after mastering his Fullbring to get some rest because it puts a heavy strain on his body. And he goes in, everything seems normal, but he notices that there is someone else's shoe in the front of his house. His sisters greet him at the door and they're like, "Yo, Ichigo, big brother, you're home. We've been waiting for you." And they're like, "Your cousin Sho is here and he dropped by." And Ichigo's like, "Yo, who the hell is Sho? What cousin? What cousin do we have that is so close to us that he dropped by and visit us?" And so he goes to the couch, and who is sitting there? It's Tsukishima. And at this point, Ichigo is just panicking because we learned that Tsukishima's Book of the End allows him to actually insert himself into people's memories. So they always thought that Tsukishima was their friend, family, whatever, their idol, their mentor, whatever, right? So basically, he inserts them and makes it look like he's been with them their whole life. So Ichigo, obviously, he's like, "Bro, what the hell? You fucked up my sister's memories. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you doing to them?" And this is when this big, just psychological trauma and just all this fucked up shit just starts happening to his mind, man. And obviously, he crashes out at Tsukishima. He punches him, he grabs him, and he's not able to do anything because everyone around him, his friends and his family, his sisters, like, they're all like, "Yo, what are you doing to your cousin Sho? What are you doing, man? He's been with us the whole time. He's been such a supportive family member. He's been such a good guy. And how can you just do all this stuff to him?" And this is just so fucked up, man, because in everyone else's mind, Ichigo is the insane one. And even though we, the audience, know that Ichigo is the only sane person who knows that Tsukishima is actually their enemy, everyone around him thinks that he is insane. So already Ichigo has enough stress happening in his mind right now, okay? And I started feeling more bad for him because it got to the point where he was actually contemplating and he wanted to kill Tsukishima. And when Ichigo wants to kill, it's very bad because Ichigo is one who never kills. He beats down his opponents, but he rarely kills them. So if he wants to kill them, things are very fucked up. And to make matters worse, he thought Ginjo was the only other sane person left because, Ginjo, he put on this facade like, "Yo, I also got betrayed by execution. They're already under Tsukishima's influence. And, Ichigo, me and you are the only sane ones here." So they team up, right? And Ichigo and Ginjo are fighting Tsukishima. And what happens next? Ginjo backstabs Ichigo. And we learned that Ginjo was actually plotting with Tsukishima from the start to get Ichigo's powers. And just imagine all the stuff that Ichigo is going through right now. First, he was powerless. He literally couldn't do anything to protect his family. So in order to combat that, he goes to this group called the Fullbringers and he tries to train to get his Soul Reaper powers back. And he works so hard to master his Fullbring. And being so powerless for so long, he finally regains some of his powers. But then right when he's getting to his peak and to the moment where he thinks that he can protect everyone, it's just all gone. His powers, they're just stolen by the one person that he thought was in the right state of mind. Just backstab, just like that. And this is just so fucked up, man. Like, the scene after this is the main point of this video. And this was the scene that I was talking about made me actually cry. Because Ichigo, obviously, he has every right to crash out at this moment, but he's just too beaten down to even get mad. And this is the first time where we actually see Ichigo just fully break down. He's in the rain, he's powerless. Ginjo and Tsukishima are just laughing at him, just letting him cry, man. He's just groveling on the road and he's just so sad, so angry. And he's like, "Give me my powers back, man. Like, what did I do to deserve all this hard work I put in?" And dude, this moment, everything about it, the scenery, the rain, I always correlated this to Zangetsu's rain speech and how Ichigo's inner world, when there's rain and when it's flooded, it means that Ichigo is in depression. Man, everything about this scene, bro, just thinking about it, it just makes me teary-eyed, man, every time. And for someone like Ichigo to break down, it's just so weird, man. You really just think that Ichigo would never break down like this because he's always shown himself to be, so strong. And he's one of those main characters who rarely even cries. So me seeing Ichigo cry here just hit me so hard because in my life, me personally, I'm also someone who doesn't cry. I kind of related this to me and Ichigo. I always try and put up a face and saying that, I'm so tough and, I don't need to cry, but some experiences in my life deep down, I really just feel like I want to just break down and, share my thoughts to someone. So, just seeing Ichigo let all of this out in comparison to, the tough guy that he really acts like he is, it really just hit me seeing that he's actually very vulnerable. And I'm just yapping at this point, but I really feel like the Fullbring arc is a masterpiece, man. Like, I couldn't believe that people were saying you should skip this arc and, it's a bad arc, and it doesn't contribute anything to the story. Man, y'all are idiots because this arc is so good. And if I didn't see this, I would never have seen this moment. And, this moment is literally my second favorite Bleach moment of all time. The first, of course, the blade is me in 1,000 Year Blood War, but that's for the 1,000 Year Blood War video coming up. And I just respect Ichigo so much more as a character now. And like, man, I really just don't know how people could really hate him or how people could say that he's bland. Like, he clearly shows so many sides to him and his vulnerability. And I think that's such a strong aspect of his character. You may not know what he's going through on his outside appearance, but, deep down, he's really struggling and, he really has something that's blocking his heart. And this is why he's literally my favorite main character in anime, because I really don't think that there are a lot of characters like him out there. And I'm watching Gintama right now, and, Gintoki, obviously, he's very similar to Ichigo, and I also love him so much. So, and it's these type of characters that I just really resonate with, man. And yeah, that's why I just felt like I had to share this moment. And yeah, I'm gonna make a Fullbringer arc, a full video on that, probably in a few uploads. But I really just felt like I wanted to talk about this moment more in detail. So that's about it for me. We have a Discord if you want to join. Like, it's fun in there. But other than that, yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next upload. Thank you all so much for the support. God could not have given me a better community. Let's make it big this year. And yeah, stay blessed. See ya.